So I want to start with one of the easiest things of the day, just for an easy at-home improvement. It's none other than what I call Deoxit. Well, I don't call it Deoxit, but the company that makes it calls it Deoxit. So this is Deoxit. And Deoxit D5 is a contact cleaner. Now, some people get really confused a lot of times when they see contact cleaner and they think it's the same as WD-40 or that all contact cleaners are created equal, and they actually aren't. Deoxit does two things which most contact cleaners don't do. It cleans the contacts, which is in the name itself, but the other thing that it does that's really valuable is it actually protects like your input jacks, your output jacks, your DC power connectors. You can literally spray it on any part of your pedal without any risk. So you can plug it, you can spray it in the input jack, you can spray it in the DC power jack on the back of your pedal or wherever it happens to be located, your output jack, you can use it on your guitar. It really works on everything, and you can be pretty liberal with it and not have much of a problem. But the one thing I noticed that people don't do with it after they spray it is it's a good idea to take the male end of the jack and then insert it into the female end of the jack and work it through a few times. I know that everybody's laughing right now because it's, there's some innuendo in there, but in seriousness, it's the best way to make sure that it really gets clean and that you work the contact cleaner into the contacts and it really cleans them, and not just cleans them but also protects them. Some of the other contact cleaners can have a very temporary fix, and I found the Deoxit actually has very lasting effects. And if you do this to your pedal board, say once a year, it's just a really good thing to do to it to keep it maintained. Just unplug all your cables, spray this in all the jacks, all the contacts, work your jacks in a few times, and then it's really going to make sure that your pedal board is really up and running and going to do a great job for you and be reliable for you for many years to come. If you look at the this video here, which is called Pedalboard Toolbox Essentials on our channel, you can actually see exactly a demonstration of how I do that. But gosh, this is a really cheap, $14.95, a really cheap, easy way to just make sure that your pedals are optimally functioning. This will even work in like dirty pots. If you have a wah-wah and it has that kind of scratchy sound, you can actually spray this in the pot or in your volume pedal, and this will actually remediate a lot of those problems. A lot of times we think we have a failure when really all we need to do is just hit it with some contact cleaner. It's a really easy way to get it nice and clean. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is one of the things I talk about all the time, which is the 3M dual lock. Now, we use this all over our pedal boards, but a lot of people are still using the old school, archaic dual lock that you found on, whatever your provided pedal board is. And dual lock is really, really heavy duty. In fact, most dual lock is rated for about 5 pounds per square inch. So if you're using, let's say, about 6 inches of dual lock per pedal, you have quite a bit of force that's needed in order to remove it. So if you were considering something to do with your downtime here, if you're in a shelter in place or whatever the condition may be in your particular locality, this is a really easy way to make sure that all your pedals are going to be in place exactly where you left them, and it's not going to be one of those situations where you open up the case and you find your pedals are just spilled everywhere in the case. That's definitely happened to me when I was a rookie in the game, in high school, and put my full tone full drive 1, which was like a huge expense for me back then, and then I'd find it flopping around. I had one of those old SKB cases that the power supply built in. It was really noisy, but anyway, this completely eliminates that problem. If you're using this, even if you're just using it on the pedal side, and then you want to use the standard kind of carpet on the bottom, it actually even holds great in that condition as well. You don't necessarily have to use another mated side of dual lock. And you can see here from Sweetwater, they actually, theirs is listed as an Emerson custom version. I think that just Emerson custom is providing it to them. It is still made by 3M. And I actually like here that they've cut it into a 1/2 inch section, because sometimes using a full inch thick of dual lock can sometimes be more than you need for most pedals, especially some of the smaller kind of MXR size stuff. And again, I have a video here where I show exactly the technique on how I do that and how to best put the dual lock, and maybe a few little tips that maybe you didn't consider when you're adding some sort of adhesive hook and loop system to your pedal board. So that's some dual lock Velcro.